Okay, I think we are all good. Fucking heater's not doing shit. I should not have turned it off. I turned it off because it was too warm, and that was dumb. I should have just turned it down. Turning it off was just a fucking rookie's mistake. First time homebuyer shit. What? I didn't even... Does that work with like a wireless adapter? I didn't know that was an option. Oh, I might just play on my PS4 controller then. Because one thing I've noticed... Oh, it's not terrible. That's not bad. I have, like, no control over my Spheda, spin. Like, when I watch people play on emulators, they'll do, like, a half top spin or a quarter, or they'll, like, adjust how much top spin it is. But, like, when I play on PS2, the fucking analog stick is all the way pushed or it's not. And I just can't tell if it's, like, shitty 20-year-old analog sticks, or if it's just because that's how PS2s are. And when you play on an emulator with a PS4 controller, you get a little bit more finesse. Because I feel like there is zero fucking precision on a PS2 controller. And I can't tell if it's just because they're old, or if it's because they're old technology. But like, I actually think Spheda is harder on a PS2. And I genuinely can't tell if it's my controllers are all old, because I bought new controllers, but like they're not new, they're PS2. It's just an adapter. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if it would. Oh. I liked the Xbox 360 controller, but outside of that, ugh, I am not an Xbox controller fan. I don't think anybody really is. I don't think I've ever seen a post where somebody was praising the Xbox controller. This isn't decent. This is bad. This is bigger than decent. I'd say this is 110. Somebody was getting schooled at the local game store the other day. They were learning, like, how to, like, not hack a Wii, but, they were, like, asking those generic questions. They were like, every time we try to point our, like, controllers or something, it just says this or that or this or that. And, like, the guy behind the counter was basically like, you can literally use anything to get the sensors to work. And like people are in the store where like the internet meme, like you can do it with a lighter, you can do it with this, you can do it with that. Like any heat source will register on the fucking Wii sensor. But they were just like, our bar doesn't work anymore. And it's just like, okay, is the bar actually set up correctly? But it was just so funny when it got to the sensor part and everybody just chimed in with like their favorite fucking way to get their Wii to work. Excuse me. Ugh. Apologize. Be gone, foul beast. Where's my drink? We'll kill it with caffeine. Jesus Christ, getting this cold is not good if I don't feel good already. It was dumb as shit for me to do that. Not that getting cold's how you get a cold, but core temperature needs to be good. You need to be cooking. Bundled. Like Hominodl. Kidding. I hope you all aren't disappointed when I disappear in 2 months to go play Dragon's Dogma, by the way. I think I'm gonna come back every Friday and keep fishing. Oh, shit. Yes, it did. It most definitely crashed. What the hell? That is saying I have absolutely no internet. Is it even gonna let me type? I shouldn't even be able to type, right? Yeah, no, that as soon as you typed that, everything on my computer just went blank as far as internet, but my router never went down. That was weird. No, yeah, stream absolutely just completely cut out. I've never seen those symbols before. Holy shit, that's like when you're driving and all of a sudden you fucking see a new light on your car. Whoa, did not like that. That was weird. So yeah, I completely lost internet, I think, because I didn't drop a single frame. Yeah, I think internet just cut. Wow, that's the first time that's happened in a year of streaming. That's good. I'm unbelievably happy about that. I don't think I could sound happier. It's not really something to be... Woo! I know the smallest ones are less, like, than Max's arm, so, like, the tail won't even make it past the... Could have been. Could have been. This is my first ever PC. I bought it from Best Buy, pre-built. Because I started looking into how to build one, and I got serious anxiety, and I decided I didn't want a PC anymore. And then my brother convinced me that we would just go buy one on Black Friday one year, and we got one for what I thought was a pretty good deal, and I have loved it ever since. Actually, I think I just hit 300 YouTube uploads last night. So it has officially hit its 300th upload. Thank you. I mean, it's just me talking to myself for like the first 100 videos because there was no one there. But like, I talk a lot, so it's not empty. Although there are some of the videos when I was still learning that like I didn't realize it was just me mumbling into a bad microphone. So it actually sounds like a crazy person just talking to themselves and you can't even understand it. So it's even worse. Nice. I come from a line of people who immediately go to percussion for fixing things. And I mean, as simple as, like, the back of the remote won't go on quite right, so you smack the shit out of the remote. I just don't have that ability. Now, the thing is, I finally understand what people are saying by, like, once you get a pre-built, you can, like, look at it and be like, okay, this is that, that's that, this is that, okay, this finally needs upgraded, upgrade that, and, like, as you slowly pick it apart, you can, like, actually figure out what you're doing, and I'm slowly learning what things are. But, like, honestly, I think with how the PS5 and the Xbox, like, went this last nonsense, whatever you want to call it, generation, I was just going to go back in time. I genuinely was just going to stop playing newer games. But, nope, my brother convinced me just to get a pre-built, and it has worked out nicely. I'm excited to one day go for an upgrade and, like, actually maybe build something myself. But I'm not sure when the smart time to even do that would be, because, like, it's a fine PC. So, like, I don't know when I'll need to upgrade. Dragon's Dogma 2 will be the game that decides that, probably. Because if it can't play Dragon's Dogma 2 and it needs upgraded immediately, I'll have to obviously weigh the upgrades versus what that all is. But, like, I mean, for fuck's sakes, I can play Ark Survival Evolved on solid graphics, and, like, it gets warm, but, like, that's Ark Survival Evolved. That game's not meant to run. Ugh, I'm so excited for Dragon's Dogma 2. That is one of those games that could, like, make or break me mentally. Because it's not supposed to exist. They gave up on that shit. They released that game 40% completed, I think. It was 60% complete or 40% complete. I can't remember. But, like, that was in 2012. We were not supposed to get a sequel to it in 2024. So, like, it's either a cash grab or it's going to be really fucking good. Because the original one, despite being incomplete, is really fucking good. So that game's gonna yoink me for a while. And if it has fishing... If Dragon's Dogma 2 has fishing... The first one didn't. It had gathering fish. However, again, the game was incomplete. And in a couple of the fishing spots, you could actually gather fishing bobbers and other useful fishing items. Couldn't use them, but you could gather the bobbers from fishing locations. So a lot of people think that they were supposed to have fishing, but just never even bothered to put it in the game. So there's a chance Dragon's Dogma 2 has fishing. And if that's the case, Dark Cloud Fishing Fridays will probably be a thing. Although I always wanted Final Fantasy Fridays to be a thing, but, like, I didn't stream Final Fantasy for very long, but nobody watched it. I think I had one person who watched it, and they didn't show up for like 2 or 3 streams. So, like, I just took a break, and then they never came back, so I never went back. But, like, I have a crazy Final Fantasy 12 playthrough started, if anybody has any interest in watching Final Fantasy 12. I am right before the Tomb of Wraithwall. I am farming for Salamand Holocoil? I actually don't even remember how to pronounce the word. And I think the Katana Osafune. But nope, I haven't gone back to that in a long time. That was a super fun playthrough, but I just haven't done that. And I haven't played Monster Hunter in probably 6 months. Ugh. Although when I play Monster Hunter, I have to go 110% into Monster Hunter. Because the controls for that game are so fucking wild. I've never played a game that actually made me bad at other games. But, like, the controls for Monster Hunter 1 are so weird and, like, peculiar that, like, you have to be in the mindset for, like, okay, this is what I'm playing today, and this is how it's going down. Because you attack with the analog stick, and, like, a forward swing is your big lunging attack, a back swing's usually, like, a back step, left and right usually get swings to the sides, and, like, you just have to mentally think about that the whole time you're playing. But then you switch to any other game where you attack with a button, and it's just like, I don't know. It's no good. Honestly, if you look up anything about Monster Hunter 1, it's the first thing people talk about. It's so weird. But that's a great game. Simply burdened by a bad control system. If Monster Hunter 1 didn't have the analog stick as the, like, main attack button, like if you could just use X or something and fucking, you know, use the other analog stick to then decide, like, I want to do a jumping forward attack or a back attack. It, no shit, probably would have been one of the greatest PS2 games of all time. I mean, maybe it would work, but it's 4 directions of an analog stick, so I don't know if you could map those to buttons. But if you could, I'm not even joking, it would be one of the greatest PS2 games of all time. It's not even a joke. Monster Hunter 1 is such an amazing game, ruined by a simple control scheme. That's it. The controls are just bad. Anytime you look up that game's, like, review, it's the first thing people will talk about. And if it's not, they're waiting to talk about it. Which is funny, because the first video I ever, like, got introduced to Monster Hunter 1 in, the person mentions in the video, like, hey, I'm playing on an official PS2 controller. And they held up this keyboard that had, like, controller handles on it, like, really awkwardly. And I never understood the joke until I, like, really got into the game myself. And I was just like, why were they playing on that controller? And then one day I realized, like, oh, they're playing on an emulator with keybinds. Like, they've probably got the fucking buttons mapped beautifully on their, like, keyboard. But yeah, I wonder if that would actually work for PS2. You would simply have to just put, like, I don't know. I had the theory that eventually they just used the same code, and in Dragon's Dogma you hold the triggers to do different skills with your weapons, and then you attack. And if instead of the analog stick you just did, like, left trigger and X, it would make the game so much better. If that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I would keep that fish, like, close to my heart. Hi, June. What do you want? Oh, you just got out of the window. I can't pet you. I'm lure rod fishing, baby. Sweet child. No, I'm not gonna argue with you today. Why do you always argue with me on my long stream days? You don't even sit with me. That's the worst part about you, June. She doesn't even hang out with me, like, when I'm not streaming. She sits with her dog brother. Which is, like, super sweet and cute, and that's the whole reason we got her, was because he has anxiety. And we were hoping we wouldn't have to leave him in the crate with her, but we just learned that he just destroys things, and she watches him do it. So we got the other 2 cats, and then we learned that the other 2 cats don't like him. So that didn't help at all. Oh, here, wait, sorry. I'm gonna be a minute. I have to do her litter box. She's a particular cat, and if anybody has pooped recently near her, she won't go in the litter box because it smells like poop, which is how litter boxes work. Alright, there you go. Please be happy. Please be happy. You runt. She, like, it's so weird. She has some sort of neurological thing about going to the bathroom. I don't know what it is. I try not to judge her unless it's, like, too early in the morning and it's, like, I just can't tolerate it. But when she goes to the bathroom, she digs a giant hole, despite the fact that she's the smallest cat. And she's always done it. We had like a normal litter box, and she dug forever to the point where she would just like fucking poop on the plastic. And then I got this giant like Christmas tote from Walmart one year. Like one of those giant plastic containers people can fit inside. I'm pretty sure it's the one they wanted in Breaking Bad to dissolve somebody in. But I got one of those and then cut the top off of it and turned it into a giant litter box. That's, I don't know. I think it holds like 2 litter box, or like the full litter thing. So it's probably like 100 pounds of litter. And she will still try her best with her little fucking arms to dig to the bottom and then finally go to the bathroom. But like if either sibling, oh my god, if either sibling goes to the bathroom and then doesn't cover it well enough, she won't go because she thinks the whole fucking like 100 pounds is tainted. And it makes me so angry. Oh, and then when she's done, she'll like bury it, and then she'll go to like wipe her paws off because they're dirty. So she'll wipe her front paws off on the wall, which is nails on chalkboard fucking annoying. And then when she gets her front paws done, she'll step out of the litter box. And if there's any litter on the ground, she'll then try to drag the litter back to the litter box. And she gets stuck in a loop because she can't get the litter up the side of the litter box. So she just starts bringing everything back. And you literally have to sometimes go in and get her because she's stuck in a loop. Oh my god, there's like a few times I've been as angry as when she's woken me up because she's like digging a hole and it's just like, oh please don't do the infinite loop. And like I'll literally have to wait for the fucking cat to finish going to the bathroom to realize if she's gonna get stuck or not. And if she's doing it for like longer than 30 seconds, I just have to get up and go get her because she won't stop. I could go back to sleep and wake up and she would still be trying to get litter back in the litter box. It's like so sad, but for some fucking reason she only poops at midnight. They're all fucked up. JoJo's normal all the time unless she has to go to the bathroom around feeding time. If she has to go to the bathroom around feeding time, she doesn't bury anything. She just literally jumps from the litter box from where she was going to the bathroom so that she's not late to being fed. Jiraiya's normal except for the fact that he eats rubber bands and stuff, so every so often he has to fucking shit the rubber band, and that's just a nightmare. I think I've talked about that before. If you've ever like heard me say that I'm going to stream for an entire day or something, and like I'm excited for it, I've got big plans, and then I'm just not there, I've been broken by the cats. I've probably had to pull a rubber band out of a cat's ass or something and just like given up for the day, and I'm laying on the floor looking at the ceiling like, is this what I wanted? Did I get here by my own choice? Everything's fine. This is fine. Oh my god, one day, it was just so bad one day. Like, I cleaned him up in the sink. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I cleaned him up in the sink, and then all the cats were afraid of me for like the rest of the day. And it's just like, I was so defeated. Like, I had no sleep. I had washed a cat's ass. I had cleaned shit out of the rugs. And then, like, for the rest of the day, they wanted nothing to do with me because I was the bad guy. And it was just like, I hate you guys. Like, I actually hate you guys today. Like, how are you gonna act like I'm the bad guy when your brother was running around the fucking house with his, like, back legs behind his front legs because he had a fucking turd stuck and he was panicked about it? And that's the worst part, is like if he just walked up to me, I could put him in the sink and take care of it. But like he sprints through the house in panic, and you have to catch him while he's panicked with shit everywhere. It's, ugh. It starts the same way too every time, because like he can't get rid of it, so he jumps out of the litter box and like smacks into something because he's like blind with rage and fear. Sometimes I think about regretting adopting them, and then the moment I do, I remember that where they came from, they would be like the 9th cat that those crazy people would have. So like, they wouldn't have had very good lives. So like, wow, they're fucking weird as shit and they drive me up the wall. I'm glad I got them. We're pretty sure somebody was going to try to like sneakily buy one of our cats. We had spent so much time trying to find. It was crazy. It was like so aggravating because when we tried to find cats, we were like, okay, we're going to adopt some like rescued feral kittens. Like, we don't want to get an older cat because it's hard with an older cat to adjust it to a dog, and like not every dog is great with cats. So like, we thought our best bet was going to be getting some feral ass kittens that were tough as shit, that had been rescued and needed homes. Couldn't fucking do it. We spent 6 months looking, and literally we ran out of kitten time. Like, the kittens had stopped showing up, and it was like, all right, we'll wait for next season. And then the next season, we got 3 offers, and we were just like, oh, shit. Like, let's keep these in our back pocket. And again, we got the first one, and immediately realized that the fucking cat's just not gonna fix the dog's problems. So we did the next best thing, and we were like, let's add more cats. So we got the other 2 cats, and we weren't gonna get the 3rd cat because we were like, we don't need 3 cats. But we saw them and they were bonded, and my mom was just like, yep, like, let's get them both. Like, it's not gonna work out. But while my mom was doing that, I couldn't get over this weird girl, like, staring at me this whole time. And like, she had been walking around the cat area the entire time. And the cats at this pet place you had to have an appointment to even meet them because they were feral rescues. So like, she couldn't have adopted the cat. But it was the day after the holidays ended, so it was like December 27th or something like that. And I was certain she was gonna try to like convince the girls at the fucking pet store to let her buy the cats. because we had like done all this fucking work to get in contact with this rescue that got like feral kittens and stuff. Because it was such a fucking pain in the ass the first 6 months. It was like ridiculous. We were so excited. We're like, we're gonna get a kitten. We're gonna introduce it to the dog. It's gonna work out. And like literally everybody we talked to was just like, yeah, sorry, no kittens. They're already adopted. And it was just that fucking, it was that wave of people being stuck at home. Everybody wanted pets. We just coincidentally wanted a cat for our dog. And like everything was adopted. But, you know, things changed. People stopped caring about being stuck at home and they didn't want their pets anymore. So the next wave of kittens, we had no problem. But shit, that feels so crazy to even think about. That was fucking 4 years ago. 2020 finally feels like a long time ago for me. I don't know about anybody else. It was a very rough time for, yeah. Yeah, we didn't even talk about adopting those pets, but I've seen people who have talked about adopting those pets, and those pets are not okay. Like, they got love bombed, more or less. They basically had owners who were there 24/7, and then were like, "Meh, I'm good." The fucking rabbit subreddit was brutal. I didn't go there, but when it would pop up on the main page of Reddit, it was always heartbreaking. I never thought of them as like a common pet, but I guess they were popular during COVID. Yeah, that's like horrible though. I remember all the news things about that. I could never work at a shelter. The respect those people have, it would break my heart. I genuinely don't think I could see an animal be dropped off. I think I'd be reduced to tears to see an animal be dropped off at the shelter. That would crush me. I am too weak for that. Beautiful fish today. Truly beautiful. The question is, are we gonna see bigger than 128? Okay, question for anybody here. How many times do I have to catch a 128 before I can actually say it is the maximum? Like 5 times? So I'm not gonna catch it 10. There's no way I catch a 128 10 times realistically. 128 times. I should have seen that coming. Because, like, if I see 128 again, I'm going to feel pretty confident it's the record. Like, or not even the record, the maximum. Ooh, that's a good one. We're in the 300s, baby. Oh, wait, 108, 300. That was, like, exactly your record, wasn't it? Oh, shit, I'm not paying attention. Oh, God, I'm scrolling chat. Oh, that's a jumper. We got a jumper here. Do a flip. Okay, what do you got? I don't like this. This thing's weird. This fish is weird. I don't like this. You know too much. This fish is weird. I don't like this. This is skill. If this isn't a record, it's damn well close. Yes! It's a good fucking fish. Fucking finally. We are in some sort of hotspot. I have never seen 2 150s ever. Those are 2 of my 3 150s. Those the 2 I've caught today. So there's something pretty sweet going on. We got something nice. I don't know if I got hit with a little beam of solar cosmic radiation nonsense, or if we just got lucky when we turned the PS2 on today, but we have been catching some big ass fish. That could have been a record weight. If that was on the higher end of the weight scale, that would have been a record. That's why that fish was so difficult. It had the potential. Okay. Big day ahead of us. You know what? I'm gonna be an asshole. You know what? Today's a big fucking fishing day. I'm not even being an asshole. Eat shit or die, motherfuckers. Let's go. Skate or die. I wish I could still skateboard. I don't have the foot dexterity. Actually, that's not even true. I have the foot dexterity. I just don't have the pain tolerance anymore. I can't take the slams. I took like 2 good slams and I just called it. I couldn't do it anymore. I remember when I was younger, you fucking just falling was like the primary fucking thing you learned in skateboarding. And then I just remember one day taking a fucking slam and just being like, nope, why am I even doing this? It's like, I'm gonna fucking twist or break an ankle, and no. I think I was like 24 at the time. 4 years ago, yeah, so 24, because I'm... Oh god, am I 29 now? I think so. Jesus Christ, I'm 29. That's why I just say almost 30. I feel better about saying almost 30. As soon as you hit 30, you're treated a little differently at the bank. Yeah, but as soon as you get like a certain look to you, you're like, okay, this guy actually needs banking information. This isn't his first bank account. And like, you're just treated a little different in every business. I'm still teetering on that 20s look of just like, oh, Jesus Christ, does this guy even know what a checking account is? And like, it's sad that I'm still like excited to grow up a little bit, just so that like when I walk up to a cash register, people aren't like, oh god, like, what fucking slang is this kid gonna use? And it's just like, no, like, I just can't grow facial hair. Like, treat me the same. I'm older. I'm not hip. And they're like, is that some sort of ironic shit? And it's like, no, motherfucker. Like, god damn it. Treat me like I know what I'm talking about. But that's been like my curse my entire life. Shit, until I was like 16, I looked like I was 8 years old. And then just one day I doubled in age. Oh, if I actually drank alcohol, I guarantee I would still, like, I would get questioned. And then, like, I live in a fucked up state. I'd rather not dox myself entirely, but I'll give you enough information that if you're weird, you can figure it out. But my state's ID isn't a federal ID, so, like, it doesn't expire until I'm 65 years old. So, like, when I got my picture taken, I was, I think, 23. So, I'm, like, 6 or 7 years older. I can't exactly remember when I got my ID taken because I had to get a new one. But, like, I look like a fucking young-ass kid in it. And people just do double takes every time I pull it out now. And it's just, like, I have to do the joke of, like, aha, they expire in 60 years. And people always, like, then immediately get, like, undefensive and are like, oh, yeah, that's so funny. I had mine taken when I was 20. And they're in their 80s. And it's just like, yeah, motherfucker. Like, you've had the same ID for 60 fucking years. Like, don't judge me. Like, I bet you're hot in yours and you look like fucking Rumpelstiltskin. But yeah, like, if I don't lose my license, I don't have to get one until I think I'm 65 years old. And, like, that's the dumbest fucking thing ever. Like, first and foremost, if I can keep my license for the next... Well, no, it wouldn't be 60. I think it's... No, yeah, I'd be 80. I'd be 85. I'll have to double check that. Oh my god, that's just so stupid. I hate that. I say every year that people need new fucking driving tests. I get so mad when I drive. I genuinely probably have diagnosable road rage, but, like, I'm so afraid to actually do anything and, like, fear of being shot by another driver because I don't have that road rage. I'm not, what the fuck? Like, I get angry, but, like, I have, like, road fear now. I thought for, like, so long I had road rage until I experienced, like, recent years. Nice, yeah, like, that's how I felt about mine. Like, it was like I was 65 or 85 or some shit. And I was just, like, looking around the fucking bureau, like... Are y'all reading this? Like, how could you possibly identify me in fucking 60 years or some shit? What? Okay, well, damn, you looked pretty cool 60 years ago. I'd like to meet you, but now you look like a wrinkled old man.
Yeah. That's me.
Oh, did I turn 21? Was that what I got my new license for? Because I had to go from the vertical to the horizontal license in America. Because I never knew that was a thing. Which is like, that tells you how little alcohol I drink. I never knew that was like why. It's like when you turn 21, that's like you get a new license. As it turns from vertical to horizontal in the United States. And I'm sure there's actually like a diagnosable thing for this. I cannot stand the taste, like that that alcohol has. Yeah, I think it's like, I don't know if it's exactly to do with alcohol, but it's probably something to do with the fact that we have so many laws based around 18 and 21-year-olds. I just literally, it doesn't matter what form of alcohol it is, even sugar alcohol. If it tastes like alcohol, I cannot enjoy it. Which is like crazy because I like getting fucked up. I've woken up in a bathtub covered in my own puke. I've done it. But like, ugh. Can't do it. At one point, I was drinking raspberry beer because it was like the fruitiest, lightest thing I could drink. But like, I could taste the alcohol in it, and it was just over. So I started butt chugging. No, I'm kidding. Cognac's good. I enjoy a good dry, or the exact opposite, a very sweet wine. I like a good gin. I think the only brand I've ever actually bought, like gone out of my way to buy, was I think called Beef Eater Gin. I'm not sure if that's actually a known name, but I think that's the only gin I'm familiar with. When I got into like college and started hanging out with drinker people, I started like really trying everything because I didn't like any of it. And every time I'd go to a party, I'd just be like, well, I'll try whatever because like I don't like alcohol, but I liked it, and everybody would always cheer and stuff. But like everybody would always be like, you can't even taste it. And like I always could. And like I'm sure there's like a medical thing, like how people taste cilantro differently. But like if there's alcohol in something, I can fucking taste it. And like I've tried every form of jungle juice, monster mash, fucking sangria. I can taste it. Ooh. A Jaeger. I did have a black spiced rum kick for a while. That usually makes people sick, but I was fucking way into black spiced rum. But I don't think I've had any alcohol for like 5 years, 6 years. I just couldn't. And then I finally found something that was so tasty that I couldn't taste the alcohol in it. And it made me think I might actually be an alcoholic because it was just like, okay, so now I can drink something as quickly and as fast as I want. But then I just get fucked up whenever I want. And it's like, I don't think that's good. So it was just like, well, when can I have that? And it was just like, well, that's an addiction. So I just decided I wasn't going to drink it. And now I think it's like fucking, like, not even the same, like, ingredients in the brands anymore. So it probably wouldn't even taste the same. But it took me like 2 years of hanging out with tons of people, drinking on the weekends, to finally find a drink and that was like the whole thing that sucked about it, was like I was actually better off when I could taste the alcohol, because it got to a point where it was just like, oh fuck this, dude, like just somebody get me a Coke or something, like this is nasty, like just give me the Coke, give me the fucking can of Coke, like you can have the booze. But like, I'd rather just drink the fucking Dr. Pepper. Oh my god. We had this thing. I would get to drinking and it was just a fucking It's just a hook on a wall, and you tie a string to the ceiling, and you put a big metal ring on it, and you try to throw the ring on a string and hook it onto the wall, and it's so fucking addictive. Oh my god. Like, when you finally find that perfect throw that gets on the hook every time, it's so fucking addictive to just stand there with a bunch of friends and take turns seeing who can, like, get the most in a row, or who can actually, like, land their ones because you've all drank too much. It's like the most dumb game you can imagine, but all it takes is one person being new to the party being like, what's that ring on a string? And suddenly 12 people are standing in a circle cheering as you throw a fucking little hoop towards like a hook on the wall. I drank moonshine once, and I took out somebody's sump pump as I stumbled through their basement. There was water everywhere. I think it ruined part of their dad's model train set. I have not forgotten that. To this day, that is one of those things that, like, you know, you have a moment that comes up every few nights and you can't go to sleep. That one, like, that's a check on my checklist. I have to walk through that one every night before I can go to bed. Like, hey, you remember that time you thought you could, like, play off that drunk by getting to the arcade machine, and then as you stumbled, you threw up on yourself, and then you were like, I should wash this off, and then you fell into their sump pump, spraying water everywhere, and it was just like, yes. Can I go to bed now? Yeah, just wanted to make sure you remembered. See ya. You were climbing, baby. Free as a bird. You were probably listening to Free Bird. No, my problem always was finding something that I actually didn't mind and then being like, this is delicious. And then it's just like, hey, fucking idiot, like, that's not a Coke, or that's not actually a Dr. Pepper. Like, you were drinking an alcoholic beverage. Because I didn't like to drink them. Whenever somebody would normally make me something, I'd be like, ah, yeah, this is nice. And then that would be my one drink for the entire fucking night because it was foul. But then, like, every so often, I would make myself something, and I'd put so little alcohol in it that you couldn't taste it. And then I'd drink fucking 12 Dr. Peppers in a night, and it's just like, oh, fuck, I put alcohol in those. Oh, I'm not good. But, like, again, it's just... I just don't actually like the drinking. I do like getting fucked up. But... not good for you. Alcohol is not a good substance for the body. Fucking pickles your brain. It's like truly depressing that it's a part of like almost every society in the world. And it's simply around, and I'm not a historian, but I'm pretty sure it's only fucking around because it was safer to drink for a small period of time. Like, a very small period of time. And I'm probably wrong about that because I think I learned that from a video about the, like, spread of coffee around the world. And, like, since coffee used boiled water, it was, like, way more popular. It wasn't that, like, they knew they were cleaning the water. It was just that coffee required it. That's funny. I wonder if it's because travelers would just get sick because they weren't used to the local microbes, and then they would die. 296! Oh my god. It's a Hama Hama day. I still think that's like one of the funniest things about like modern science and knowledge in the internet is like I mean, like, up until I was, like... I don't even know how old I was, and then all of a sudden, like, that rumor kind of just disappeared slowly. And it, like, became not rumor, but fact. But it was like, oh, you don't drink the water when you go to that country. Or you don't drink the water when you go on holiday there. Or you don't drink the water if you move to there. You don't drink the... And it's just simply, like, the fact that nobody was smart enough to realize your fucking gut biome isn't adapted. Like... We've ignored human anatomy so much in, like, simple situations of, like, man, I got sick when I ate there. And it's like, well, have you ever eaten there before? No. What the fuck, then? Like, let me shove this fucking handful of leaves down my stomach and see how my stomach fucking handles it. It's like, it's not. You fly fucking halfway around the globe and drink water from their tap, it's gonna fuck you up. Like, it blows my mind that was one of those things I grew up with, just like, yeah, that's a fact. You don't drink from those places, but like, they don't drink from your place either. Like, your water fucks them up too. Like, it's everybody's water. Why is Automod... I gotta figure that Automod thing out this weekend. Yeah, I'm trying to get away from pre-processed foods, but like, ugh. I mean, that's literally what your brain fucking gets addicted to. I do pretty well. When I'm lazy and I'm doing like 12-hour stream days, I do eat microwavable meals, but like, I do pretty mild. I do like mostly macaroni and cheeses that have like high protein contents, because that's not really like, I mean, it's processed cheese, but like the pasta shouldn't be too bad. But I'm really trying to only eat like bad food when I eat out at like fast food restaurants, which is usually when I go to do laundry and stuff. But other than that, like, I've actually been on a really big broccoli and bell pepper kick. Carrot, onion, and potatoes in broth has been huge lately. I've got like a 6-bean chili I've been doing. Yeah, I don't usually eat ready-made meals, but my local grocery store has been putting these lean cuisines with 20 grams of protein out for like $2 or $3, depending on like what sale it is. And like 20-gram protein macaroni and cheese for $2 is like a fucking steal. It comes with 800 milligrams of sodium, but I usually just drink a bottle of water and try to get some potassium in there to like even out my electrolytes. But yeah, like 20 grams of protein, and like it's like this Vermont white cheddar. I don't really give a shit, but like it's good. Every so often there'll be like 2 for 10, or not 2 for 10, 5 for 10, or there's like a like 3 for 6 or something. No, 2 for 6. It's 2 for 6, and I think 5 for 10. But it's just like, fuck yeah. Like, again, I'll just drink a big-ass bottle of water, get some potassium, some magnesium from something else, level out my electrolytes with all that fucking sodium, and I'm good for, like, all day. That's probably what I'm gonna do now. Oh. So, this is what I've been fucking up with chicken lately. I've been putting the chicken in the crock pot, or if you don't have the time or the space, you put the chicken in the oven, and then you put... No, give me a second. You put butter beans. Is it white kidney beans? No, I think it's white chili beans. Red kidney beans. Northern beans, which is technically a variation of the butter bean. Corn. And then I believe it's heavy cream and like whatever kind of cream cheese you want. And then you make all that together and you put the shredded chicken in that and you make a white chili chicken like mixture. And it's so fucking good. So fucking good. Oh my god. It's like white chili recipes is what you need to look up. But like, oh, so good. So much protein too. The chicken and all the beans, you definitely hit your protein content for the day. Oh, diced tomatoes. You throw diced tomatoes in there. I buy diced tomatoes with habaneros, and then like a couple of my other beans come with like jalapenos in them. But you can do it yourself. I'm just lazy. Actually, it's not even that I'm lazy. I'm stupid, and I usually end up touching my face when I cut peppers at some point, and it fucks me up. Oh, I touched my eye one time after touching a jalapeno. I thought I was blind. I remember, like, trying to talk to God and being like, give me my vision back, and, like, I'll go to church. And, like, I remember hearing nothing and being like, that's what I fucking thought. You let me touch my face, you asshole. I do love some chicken. I can't eat chicken on the bone anymore, though. It freaks me out. I used to love, like, 10-cent wing nights or some shit back in the day. Oh. But, like, I never since the puppy dream. Couldn't do it. I can't even eat ribs anymore. Oh, yeah. I used to, before the dream, I had a roommate that would literally buy 10-pound bags of chicken legs and then cook them all at once. And, like, that's just how he ate for the time being. And then when he ran out of chicken legs, they would buy more chicken legs. They would literally just put all of the chicken legs on a pan into the oven, and then they would use, like, what is that fucking brand? I want to say Black & Decker, but it's not Black & Decker. It's like black and orange, though, but it's like a seasoning, and they would just use the entire seasoning container on the 10 pounds of chicken, and then put it in the oven. This is a man I literally saw cook ground chicken and ground beef and then put them on the same plate and just eat ground meat mixed. No, it wasn't sriracha. It was like, it's like one of those generic seasonings you would buy for like some white dude's dad named Dave. And it's just like, hey, maple bourbon chicken. And it's the worst seasoning you've ever had. But for some reason, people keep buying it. Is sriracha back? I was trying to read up on that. Oh, probably not. It's terrible seasoning. It's like actually awful. It's like one of those scam seasonings that you see at the store, and it's just like, oh yeah, it makes your meat taste like the best thing ever. And it's just like, knowing how to cook makes your meat taste like the best thing ever. You can't just rub a fucking secret seasoning on. Like, if you just fucking boil your meat with this, it's not gonna taste good. But, like, wasn't it, like, actually... Well, not even, like, the shortage. Wasn't it a controversy over the peppers themselves? Or was that just the company that, like, sold to the U.S.? So it was a U.S. problem. Because I thought it was, like, more of a, like, at-home problem. Yeah, I thought there was, like, a fucking, like, dispute over the, like, peppers themselves. Because from what I understand is, like, the big sriracha brand has now split into 2 separate companies. Because they have, like, they had differing opinions on how the recipe should go or something. I used to be part of the problem. I used to buy that sriracha on everything shit. I added to the mayhem. Oh, my favorite, believe it or not, was creamy sriracha at Subway. That's like one of the lamest things I've ever said about food. But like, oh. Old Subway, when you could actually get like a $5 footlong, was some classic ass shit. I mean, they were like driving a pedophile around to elementary school, so that's fucked up. But they made good subs back in the day. Oh, I would get the steak, egg, and cheese breakfast sub for like $4. Which was like the greatest loophole ever because it was a breakfast sub, so it was cheaper. But it was steak and egg, so you got double protein. And I always would order it, and like, I swear to God, people would look at me like, well, that can't be right. And then they tried to fix the price, and it would just come back up. Are you serious? You have Big Bite? That would actually make my mom really happy because that was her first job. And they don't have those here anymore. I'll let her know that they're still around in other parts of the world. Just not here anymore. Because that was like her first job when she was young. And she like always wanted to take me to one. But she'll actually be happy to know that they still exist. That's funny. I wonder if somebody like from Norway or America moved from one to the other and brought it with them, and that's why it's surviving. Like if somebody moved to Norway and was just like, I'm bringing Big Bite with me, and like it died over here but survived there, or if Big Bite came from Norway and like it was one of those situations where like other burger places tried, or not burger places, other places tried to show up and just like Big Bite was already around. Because I think that happened somewhere with McDonald's. Where did that happen? They like tried to beat out another company and the local chain beat them. America went crazy with subs after Subway. Because after Subway, there was the eruption of like Jimmy John's, Firehouse Subs, Quiznos. And I'm sure I'm missing one. But like fucking Quiznos and the other ones are not doing so hot. Subway's not doing hot either. But it was so saturated, it was too much. Fucking American Dream! No new records, but I did catch something big. Let me pull it up after this one. I caught another 150 Kaji, so I now have 2 150s under my belt. So the curse is broken, or it's something to do with the fact that I'm catching record Hama-Hamas. Welcome back, though. Glad you could join. I'm glad Twitch is working for you today. I caught a 158.502 Kaji. Obviously. You know that. I don't have to explain that to you. You know that. So that's my third 150. But 502 is fucking brilliant. Oh, and then I caught another giant Hama-Hama. Not a record, but it was big as shit. So, like, something magical is happening today. It might be a day where yes, a 30! Yes! That needs to be way smaller FP-wise, but we're getting down. Hopefully, we see something giant. Yeah, I caught a 374 FP Hama-Hama. That's the second biggest one ever. Because my 382 is my record. And yeah, now we have 128.7. Oh, I was asking this earlier. How many times should I catch a 128 before we just call it? I was thinking 5 times before I call it as max length, but as of now, I'm thinking it's max length. Honestly, if I caught 10 128, if I catch 10 of anything, and then at some point catch a 0.9, I'm calling that max. That'll be my proof. Because, like, I almost feel like 0.9s are not 0.9s, but those decimals are important. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. I wish I could catch a Shigura. I wonder if the decimal points will tell you what end of the FP scale you're on. Or is that's crazy. Because that would explain why nobody's ever seen the max. Let me scoot my chair back. Sorry if this is loud. Oh, please don't squeal. Please don't squeal. Oh, perfect, it didn't. That would explain why nobody's ever seen the max, because the max doesn't exist. 59.9 is the max, and you're never gonna know that unless you put the fish in your aquarium. Wow. That would explain even more so why nobody has ever, like, caught a fish so big that it's easily recognizable. It's like, okay, 200, 600, perfect. Because it would have been a 199, 599. And, like, that's a giant fish in our record, but you wouldn't look at that and think it's perfect. You would think it's almost perfect. But in reality, when you check the stats, yeah, it was probably, yeah, that's so interesting to even think about. Or it's not even like 199, it's something like 128, 174. Just arbitrary numbers. That's great. I've never even thought about the decimal points. Why would that even matter? Why would it ever tell you that? Oh my god. I just thought about it. I was like, I wonder if there's any way to get out of bounds in this map, because if I could get out of bounds and like do the little floating glitch, I could get on top of a Shigura and try to fish from its back. But I don't think there's any good way to get out of bounds here. There's no Spheda ball. There's no collision points, I think. You can't use your ride pod, I believe. I'm really shocked it's not like the other beach, though, where you can run out into the water. Oh, that's crazy. We've never even paid attention to deaths. I've never even bothered until the other day when I was wondering whose gummy was actually bigger, because it finally mattered that two people who had the record actually had contact with one another. I feel like such a creeper, but where are those other people? Like, oh, that's actually a good one. Oh, damn. That's a really short, that's a good one. Like, I want to see that 124 Bobo so bad. I almost wish you could get in contact with Retro Achievements and be like, can you motherfuckers keep track of FP too? Can you have an entire section for FPs? It's like, yeah, as like an actual player of this game, we need that information. It's good information. But like, it's not there. It's just centimeters, which is funny because centimeters don't matter for like 80% of the fish caught. Like, I was just thinking about it today, but I was just like, I'm gonna fish for Bobo. Like, do I even want to bother trying to catch Hama Hama? Because like, I can catch Bobo and Bon big enough to get the medals. And it's just like, oh my god, I can catch Bobo, Bon, and Tartan big enough to get the fishing medals. It's like there literally is no reason to catch a Kaji or a Hama Hama, actually. And then it made me realize that the fish we're catching literally serve no purpose other than to be like a legend that you accidentally fucked up trying to catch. Because, like, I swear some of these giant fish are not catchable with low stat rods. And if you just catch enough fish to get all the medals, you don't get enough levels. Yeah, it's all so weird. It makes me think that it's a bunch of jumbled up code that doesn't make any sense, and you couldn't make any sense of it if you looked at it. Because I don't know them personally, but I know of 2 people who have looked at this game's code, and one of them couldn't make heads or tails of it. And the other one made heads or tails of lure rod fishing, and then still didn't use lure rods because they didn't like them. Which is funny because I don't even understand the hate for lure rods. I love this shit. I think this is so much better than bait rod fishing. But after that 6-hour day, I fucked up my hand. Like, I should not have lure rod fished for 16 hours straight, and I'm probably going to again today. But, like, now that I know Nonkis are available like that, and I've got Umatakaras on the list, I'll just go bait fish until my hand feels better. I have 0 fucking pride to swallow. I have no shame. I'll say that out loud all day. I'll hurt my hand fishing in a virtual video game from 20 years ago. Or my hand will just keep getting stronger and I can fish for even longer. Yeah, I don't know which it should have been. Like, when you look at fishing contests, it's just like, okay, FP makes the most sense, so why didn't they make the medals based off FP? But, like, I'm starting to think that Finny Frenzy is based off of fish size. Because, and I don't know this for certain, but, like, when you catch giant fish, their stat spread is insane sometimes. And, like, I'm thinking if you catch, like, a record fish, it would have a better chance at just winning in Finny Frenzy than your standard fish. But again, I have no proof of that. I would have to compare a shitload of record catches in the aquarium to see their stat spreads. Although, I'm super interested in Bobos, because the 2 giant Bobos that I put in my aquarium had a nearly identical stat spread, and it was just fucking brilliant. Almost none of their stats went into, what were they? Strength and tenacity. So if I could get a Bobo that has, like, next to no points in strength and tenacity, that would be insane, because then I could put all the points into boost, endurance, and speed, or whatever it is, and just have the fucking craziest fish. But, like, if you can only put so many points onto your fish, and you got a bunch of points in strength and, like, tenacity, those are technically wasted points. Nice! Another 150! Hell yes! Something is cooking in the water, and I think it's Max's feet. Oh, shit. You know what, y'all? If I see 190 centimeter Kaji today, we're doing a 24-hour stream. Or till I drop. I'll put that in the title. I'll do it right now, fucking promise. 24-hour stream if I see 190. You were asking. That's how it happens. Records caught in the last segment of the stream for the night. Extended by 2 hours. A 190 will guarantee 24. What did I do this morning? Where did I come from? Was it the way I got here, maybe? What path did I take to get to Shigura Village this morning? I think I just teleported straight here. Another quarter bar. Sahama? Sahama Hama? Oh, please be a Hama Hama. That's got some kick to it. What do you got? Show me Hama Hama. Hama Hama on the board. Damn it. Oh, my computer actually looks pretty good. I've been struggling to get all the dust out of the front half and the fans. I think the only way I can actually like truly clean it would be to take it all apart. But just the other day, I like managed to get the can of duster angled just right to like spray in a swiping like clockwise motion. And like I actually got a good bit of the dust out. I'd say like 70–80%. There's probably just like maybe 2 or 3 puffs in each fan that could come out. But the hard part about those last puffs is if you puff them like the wrong direction, they just end up on the other fan. So it's honestly probably just negligible. It's probably more like 10% that I could get out of there, and there's 20% that'll just move from one fan to another. But I try to spray out my PC once a week. I have 2 cans of air. I spray one until it's like freezing cold, and then I switch to the other can. June just jumped out of the window. She's either gonna bother the shit out of me or gonna find her brother. She's gonna go find her brother. Excellent. Is that picking up my analog stick? What is that picking up? I think it's picking up my analog stick. Interesting. Holy shit, it's already been an hour and a half? What the fuck? Time is flying today. it like is no fucking joke. Time flies when you're having fun. That's fucked up. I genuinely feel like the last month of my life from fishing has just vanished, but like it has been such a fucking blast to see this shit like unfold. Seeing so many other people want to see big fish has like brought me so much joy to do this. Never in a million years would I have thought that fishing Dark Cloud 2 was something that I would actually like stream and like be excited about. But like, I've woken up days and thought about just fishing to myself and been like, no, don't do it today. You did enough yesterday. We'll do it tomorrow. And then within like 20 minutes, I'm like getting my stream set up. Like, we're fucking fishing. Like, we're in this shit. Like, let's fucking go. And only once, I think, have I actually gotten like 20 or 30 minutes into fishing and been like, oh, you shouldn't have done this. You should not have done this. And I'm pretty sure I still fucking, like, finished out the day. Oh, if Dragon's Dogma 2 has fishing, I may never play the first game again. I hate saying something like that. I love playing games that I, like, value. But if Dragon's Dogma 2 is good enough, it might be one of those things where I don't go back. Like, I finally tried playing the original Pokemon games again, and it finally hit the point where I can't enjoy them. They're so archaic that I need quality of life improvements to enjoy those games now, and that bums me out. But it also makes me glad to realize that modern games are actually getting to a quality where older games kind of seem lame. Because we were starting to get scary there for a little bit, where modern games were like literally just worse than older games in every sense of the means. Like production quality, graphical quality, story, content, replayability, every aspect of modern gaming was just going downhill for a while there. It was scary. It's still not much better, but like, I don't know. I think the camaraderie between companies to stay quiet about bad working conditions is finally disappearing, and that's good. Like, one of the craziest things I thought about 2023 was all of the hate that Baldur's Gate 3 got. That shit was fucking wild. I think that was like the last moment for like masks off, like look how crazy the game industry actually is. Because like I'm not a Baldur's Gate 3 fan, but like the fact that that game caught hate from other development teams was just wild. But I think for like the consumer, it was the mask off moment for all of us to just be like, oh shit, like, do they even fucking think about us? And the answer is no. And I feel bad because we were talking about this earlier. Like, you get a job doing something and it's no longer a hobby anymore. And that's the problem, is it didn't. They're not going to make games like that. Like, they were allowed to be a company who just made a good game, but, like, everybody being like, well, it's the new standard. Like, no, it's not. Fucking Assassin's Creed just released another one. Like, they didn't fucking give a shit. It's just, like, it was maybe it was just my mask off moment for all those companies. Is it's just, like, you know, like, you don't have to change. Like, you just have to make good games. Like, you shouldn't feel threatened. But they did feel threatened because they put passion into their game. They cared about it. They made a good product. And these other companies don't fucking care about that. And, like, that was, I guess, maybe it was my moment to realize that, like, shit, like, unless the company is actually making good games, they don't care. Like, it's just a fucking, like, it's an accident if they make a good game at that point. Starfield was a great fucking example of that. They were like, well, you should like Starfield if you like Skyrim and stuff, and it's like, you shouldn't. Like, Skyrim is not a recipe for success. But, like, that's fucking what they are. Yeah, like, that was my problem with it. It was like, you can, like, hate on them, I guess, if you don't like the game, but it's like, you can't hate on them for just making a good game. That's what they fucking have proven to do. Like, what the fuck? And it's like, you're changing the standard. It's like, no. I'm pretty sure changing the standard is when Jak and Daxter switched to being a Grand Theft Auto clone. I think that's changing the standard. When a fucking platformer turns into Grand Theft Auto, you've changed the standard. Got another good fish here, y'all. Yeah, when your first game's about roll jumping across moving platforms, and then the second game's about your ocelot on your shoulder shooting a gun while you ride a stolen bike, you've redefined the standard. Open world gaming, that was a redefinition of the standard. Suddenly everybody had to be a bigger game. And a lot of companies realized that you didn't have to be an open world. You just need to be a bigger world. That was the new standard. Oh, 139. We're getting odd numbers to... Fuck, if we see 190... Fuck, come on, baby! Woo! Big fish only! Oh, fuck. What's the lowest FP a 190 could be? Oh, okay, I gotta get my heart ready. They are funny. Fucking good. I hope Todd Howard fucking celebrated thinking it was a real victory. Fuck Todd. He has had so many opportunities to fucking take that company soaring. I read this whole thing somebody posted about how Todd has the money to have literally just, like, hired all the people working on the Skyblivion mod, and they could have had, like, real resources and money to make a legitimate Skyblivion game. And just, we'll never actually get a legit one. We have dedicated fans making one, and he won't cease and desist them, which is cool. But, like, he's fucking loaded. Like, the whole fucking company's big enough, they could have done it. But, like, they literally just outsource work to fucking modders and then don't pay them. And, like, again, I love the dedicated modders. Like, you guys fucking rock. They fucking rock. Soar through the clouds, you fucking eagles. But, like, it's so... I couldn't do it. I could not release something like that for a company and then just have the company go, thanks, we're going to include it in our official package. And it's like, am I getting paid? Holy shit, what? It's like, no, 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 no. We'll tack your name on, though. And it's just like, ugh, like, what the fuck? It makes me so sad. It's one of those things that, like, if I had that kind of bank account, I would literally be hiring people left and right to remaster games. Like, fuck the companies who own the IPs. I'll pay the litigations if I'm a billionaire. Like, it boggles my mind that they hate... Like, I literally don't know. Like, if companies are just so disconnected from their fans, or if they genuinely just hate gamers. But, like, there's just money on the table. Everywhere. And, like, somebody like Todd, you would think would understand that, but, like, fucking money on the table. Skyblivion will not hit store shelves. It'll just be a mod. And think of the passion that would go into that if you hired those people as a legitimate team. Like, oh yeah, hey, here's the old team from Oblivion. I brought them in so you guys could chat. Like, fucking, what a morale booster. But no, sadly, it's fucking a passion project. Oh my god, really? See, like, that shit drives me up the wall. I used to have a, and I maybe could figure something out, but I used to have the Berserk DLC armor for Guts and Griffith. Or, yeah, it's Griffith. Why did I think it was Griffin? It's Griffith. Griffith! I had the armor sets, and I'm pretty sure I reset my game. So I don't think I have them anymore. But, like, I used to have them, but they got fucking removed from the game because they lost the licensing deal for Berserk. So they were like, no more armor sets. And it's just like, that's so fucking dumb. It's just, ugh, I hate that shit. And it's, like, so fucking dumb, especially living in the fucking country that brags about being free and, like, all this other shit, but it's also, like, your freedom's only worth so much. Literally. Like, that's the fucking American motto at this point. But, like, it's not, though, because, like, that's what sucks, is, like, I am a physical media person, but, like, I have 2 PS2s and 2 copies of Dark Cloud 2 because they don't work right. And, like, it sucks because, like, physical media doesn't last forever. And, like, the companies don't give a fuck about that either. Like, I can't buy a new Dark Cloud 2 disc. But, yeah, I mean, that brings us full circle because then the company's gonna come for you. I mean, like, not actually, unless you're playing a Nintendo game. Then they send the Goober Tins after you. The Goomba Tins. It just sucks. It's like it's just a vicious cycle. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah. I do need to learn how to actually, like, do all that compressing files and stuff. I would like to actually learn how to do all that because I want to get my Pokemon Crystal save off my DS. Because I've got 700 hours into that game, and if my DS ever goes, I would be heartbroken to lose my Crystal. And it is actually a virtual game. It's a Crystal Virtual Console. Thought you were talking about the old emulation. And I think emulation's so cool, but, like, it's another one of those things that it's fucking money on the table. Like, I'm gonna get angry for a moment, and it's probably because I'm close to fucking needing a break and a snack, but what the fuck? Why are big companies not releasing, like, hey, buy our PS2 emulator made by Sony on our official website. Here's all of the games for it. We charge regular prices, and it's just like, you motherfuckers, like, okay, I'm doing it. But, like, it's just fucking money on the table. They could literally fuck Steam up if they did that. Re-release all their own games on their website. But they could do it. If they brought it to their own website, they could do it. You could fucking flip Dark Cloud 2 on the PS2 official Sony emulator because you had no other way, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, buy the new Max Clown outfit for $9.99. And it's like, aww. That sucks. They brought microtransactions, but it exists. see who owns what is a nightmare, but in this situation, like, I don't think, like, Level 5 has the rights to this game anymore, so it would have to be up to Sony. But, like, in that situation, there'd be no reason for Sony not to release their old cap. It's just money that's not being made for them, and them bitching about people emulating and stealing games. But they could emulate and steal their own fucking games. Like, I'm somebody who would buy an official emulated version of this game, because then I could have an easier look at the code and stuff. But, like, I get it, they don't want people doing that, but they're just gonna sit there and bitch about people doing that. It's just like, I don't get the disconnect between... It is available on PS4 and PS5, but, like... I'm more referring to, like, games that you can't find on PS4 and PS5. But, like, you can find them on emulators. Because people can emulate. It's just, again, it's one of those things that, like... The companies always want to make more money. And it just, to me, it's just like, that's money on the table. Like, is it a pride thing? Do you not want to admit that you were wrong? That emulation is great? And you guys are now offering your own emulator? Like, I think it's a pride thing with Pokemon. I'm a conspiracy person, like, through and through. But I genuinely think the people at Pokemon won't re-release the old games because they would sell better than the new games. Pokemon continuously sells better than itself every year despite the games getting worse. However, I guarantee if they released anything... Game Freak hates Pokemon. It's literally no longer a secret. They have interviews where they admit that they wish they could stop making Pokemon games, but they're contractually obligated. They literally don't even use their A-team anymore. They have an entire team of their best developers dedicated to trying to come up with a better game than Pokemon. There's a whole interview about it. They hate Pokemon. Fuck, the guy who, like, made Pokemon art, what's his name? The guy who, like, did all the water, Ken Sugimori, literally admitted recently that he hates being known as the Pokemon guy. And the only reason he did it was because his friends kept asking him for more art for the games, and he felt obligated to do it. It's like, fuck you, dude. Eat shit. You could have done something else. But, like, he recently even came out and admitted that he hates being known for Pokemon. Like, they hate Pokemon. It's fucking hilarious. That's why the games are trash now. The people who make them actually hate them. And they won't give over control. It's not even that they're less inspired. It's just that they're fucking different. Like, I love all the arguments about, like, Gen 1 Pokemon, like Muck and Voltorb and all the other, like Seal. Seal and Dugong are literally just real Pokemon. But, like, yeah, the new generation are all just round blobs. Like, they're, like, it's fucking hilarious. Like, yeah, Pidgey. Fearow. Like, the original Pokemon aren't much better. But, like, again, the modern designs, everything's round, circular, and polygonal to an extent that it's just like, fuck, are we back on an N64? But it's because it's easier to work with because it's the B team. And I can't remember where I saw this interview. The interview where they admit that they don't even use their good team is, oh, what was that game called? Home Adventures or something? Home Quest Hero or some shit? But there was, like, another interview where, like, there was a B-team developer who, like, admitted to, like, getting hired and basically being told, like, hey, sign this NDA. This is what we need you to program. You're done. And, like, they finished all their programming stuff and left the job, and then years later were playing one of the new Pokemon games and realized their programming was part of the new Pokemon game. They didn't even know that's what they were working on because they basically weren't allowed to know. And like, I wouldn't even fucking doubt that's how they treat it, because if fucking like people from our generation got hired to make the new Pokemon games, they'd probably be fucking inspired. You would be able to feel the inspiration, but like, if I'm guessing it, a lot of the developers are probably kept in the dark about what they're making. Because they fucking hate it. Like, genuinely. It's like a known, it's crazy to me that it's not even a conspiracy theory now. Like, the original Pokemon people have just come out and been like, we fucking hate the game, we hate everything about it. The guy who made Lugia was like a well-known alcoholic. It like bums me out that one of my favorite Pokemon of all time was designed by this like crazy fucking like Andy Warhol alcoholic artist who like again basically never wanted to make Pokemon. He wanted to make deep, meaningful art. But instead he fucking designs Pokemon. And it's just like, oh, what the fuck? Like, never meet your heroes, kids. What's sad, too, is if you go back and play those games, they're actually really good. And it's because, oh, what's his name? I can't remember. But he was one of the last developers that they brought on that admits that he grew up playing Pokemon and was ready to, like, revitalize the fucking franchise. And then, like, you never hear about anybody after him being a fucking fan of Pokemon or being brought on to, like, fucking fire up the franchise again. Because Black 2 and White 2 are really good as well. And then it just starts getting weird. X and Y aren't bad games. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. That's why they're literally obligated to make one every fucking year. But like, that's finally... It's finally falling apart. I don't know if I'm just getting older or the games are actually getting worse, but like, I actually don't hear about Pokemon at all anymore. Like, every time a new one comes out, I mean, like, I know they're getting worse, but like, every time one comes out and people are like, yeah, it's the worst Pokemon's ever been, somebody immediately posts that it's the highest selling Pokemon game of all time. So like, I can't tell if like, again, I'm just getting older and I'm just not getting the targeted ads for it, because I do know whenever like a new one comes out, because people like that shiny hunt in my communities, like the shiny hunting community always buys the new fucking Pokemon game, whether it's bad or not. They just want the new shiny Pokemon. They don't give a shit about the story. They want the new shiny Pokemon. But like, I literally haven't gotten a Pokemon ad on like YouTube or anything for probably close to a decade. And like Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire personally is when I could tell there was like no more passion left in the game. Because those games were beautiful, but there are so many glaring issues with it that as like an actual fan that plays the games, you would just be like, what the fuck is this? Like, that's not done. That's not done. That's not done. And it's crazy. And then again, after Gen 6, you really can like start to see the fan base get divisive. Sun and Moon's got a pretty dedicated fan base, but I never even played them. I had a friend give me their DS with Sun and Moon, and we're just like, don't give this back until you're done. And I remember starting it one night, and the dialogue at the start of the game was so long that I just gave up and gave them their DS back the next day. Yeah, original Ruby and Sapphire were amazing. Great games. That was one of the first games I ever, like, well, there's quotes around this, but speed ran. Fucking beautiful. We are seeing so many of those today. I love to see them every time. But that was like the first game I can remember being a kid and being like, I'm gonna start this and then try to beat it before the end of the day. Like, I'm not gonna save my game. I'm just gonna play through. But I mean, like, it would take me all fucking day. Like, oh no, it's red! Okay, plug it in and we'll just close the lid and we'll wait. Okay, I can't wait. We'll play while it's charging. I didn't like fire red and leaf green for some reason, though. I don't know why. What'd you get? Nice! $302 though. What the fuck? My first was yellow, so I was a little bit later. But not to brag, yellow's even better if you ask me. But nice. That's O fucking G. Original Game Boy. 120 Baku Baku. That's Lure Rod. 300's Lure Rod, absolutely. No doubt. Good shit. Where you at? Are you up at the lake? Fish Monster? Furbit Fishing Hole? I actually don't remember what Game Boy Color I had. I had a red Game Boy SP. No, are you joking? That's fucked. Are you serious? Did it like not even pop up on your screen? Here, let me check my phone. Maybe it's just like an optical illusion bullshit server thing. Let me check on my phone. Let me go to retro. Give me 1 second. Sorry, everyone. This is fucking tragic. Alright, scrolling. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. I'm at the bottom. It did not update. That's fucked. Don't... have you been catching decent ones? Are you on a good seed? Or was it just fucking totally out of left field? Are you in some sort of situation? Do you think you... that's fucked. Oh. Sorry to change the mood on you, but I think I just caught a record. Yep, that's a new Tiny record. Is there any... No, there's no way to trigger that fishing. That is my new Tiny record. I'm gonna screenshot that. Fuck, is there any way to... Do you think it would trigger the fish's size if you put it in a contest or something? Like if you got it weighed? Do you think it would re-trigger the fish maybe? Man, I wonder if it has to be when you catch it, so... That's fucked. I've literally had that happen. I got the platinum for Apex Legends on my PS4, and when the last achievement dinged, it didn't get it. So I permanently have 100% of the achievements done on PS4, but I don't have the Platinum Trophy. So I can never get the Platinum Trophy. So, like, that's fucked. I genuinely get how that feels. That's so fucking shitty. And, like, you're not in the same boat I am where I actually like to post my pictures. So, like, that sucks. That's fucked. I am so sorry. Ugh. God, and you've been after that. And yeah, that's a fucking, that's hefty. Damn. Damn. Well, I'm not a religious person, but I will pray for you. And that the theory of the continuously bigger fish is a thing, and that your next Baku Baku record is going to be even bigger. Because now you hold the key to catching the largest Baku Baku. But fuck, that's about all I can do. I'm sorry. That's shit. Does it at least look good in the aquarium? Damn. That's fucking brutal. It's a drinking stream. That's a joke. I actually don't even think I have alcohol in this house. I think there's 0 booze in the home. Ooh, if I could get a raspberry beer, though, from the old brewery I used to hang out at, that'd be pretty good, I bet. But that's about 2,000 miles away. Oh, I used to get a raspberry beer and a chicken sandwich. Delicious. Put some moldy bread in sugar water. I've actually been checking out, Amazon's got some home brewing kits. And the last thing that I drank was hard apple cider with cinnamon. Because if you got the right amount of cinnamon in it, you couldn't taste the alcohol anymore, and it just tasted like an apple pie, and it was delicious. But again, it was so tasty that it was just like, oh my god, give me another. Oh god, give me another. Those are so fucking tasty. And it's like, how many of those have you had? It's like, what do you mean how many have I had? They're fucking delicious. Who fucking gives a shit? And it's like, oh, no, no, no. Those are strong. What are you doing? And it's like, am I going to die? Can somebody turn him on his side? I like to be able to drink something and not die because I accidentally drank 5 of them because I liked it. Like, what the fuck? That scares me. Like, I could drink 5 Dr. Peppers and I wouldn't die. I'd probably have a fucking sugar spike, but I'm not gonna fucking die. I could drink 5 bottles of water and I might fucking feel weird because my electrolytes are out of balance, but I'm not gonna die. But, like, you could very easily die from drinking the wrong fucking alcohol too much. And, like, people teeter that line so much. Nice. No, I was checking out, Amazon had these, like, fermentation jugs or something that you can make, like, mead and whatnot. And mead and, like, Again, the apple cider things I was just talking about were like the things I was getting into towards the end, because I was just like, I gotta find something that I can't taste the alcohol in. But again, like I described, once I found something I couldn't taste the alcohol in, I forgot I was drinking alcohol, and it's just fucking disaster. And again, I have no desire to drink a single beer. Like, it's just, it doesn't taste good. Nice. I made sangria once with wine. It's like cheating. It's like making mac and cheese with noodles and cheese that you already have. You just put the ingredients together. But no, I've never actually made an alcohol. I've thought about it. Because it's totally legal if you don't distribute it, I believe. But again, if I made something even relatively decent and I could taste the alcohol in it, I wouldn't enjoy it. I would just have to give it away, and I can't really do that. Nope. I do like getting fucked up, though, and like, oh my god, I think there's like nothing better than fucking getting trashed and doing karaoke. Yeah, spirits is where things get a little wild. You can fucking blind people. You can blind yourself. I fuck so hard with full confidence blackout karaoke. Yeah, the laws are always fucking weird around shit like that, but it's because there's always a fucker who made the law be weird around it because they found a loophole. Oh, well, that's probably just good old Ohio thought process. There are so many stories of the East Coast, like, people getting blinded from bad moonshine. Like, it's just something you hear about. I don't know if it's something they tell people to scare each other because it's like, don't drink somebody's moonshine because you don't know. Or if it actually happens that often. But when I was in high school, our high school chemistry teacher told us a story about like an army base he was near that like everybody went blind because one of the guys on the army base snuck in a bunch of bad moonshine. Oh. I didn't know. I thought it was actually just being made poorly. People trying to make a bigger profit sounds way more plausible than people who already know the chemistry getting the chemistry wrong. Fucking, it doesn't matter how strange or unbelievable it is. If somebody understands chemistry, they fucking got it. Those people are wired, like, to understand chemistry, and it's impressive. I am not wired to understand chemistry. So it's literally, like, that's literally just the fucking early liquid version of what we're experiencing with fentanyl and heroin. People spiking the heroin with shitty fucking stuff that's killing others. It's sickening. People are monsters. And it's the worst part is they're fucking monsters about something that already fucks you up to an extent that's, like, irreparable. For some extra dollars. Like, I just don't get it. I'm not like a Mr. Beast philanthropic kind of guy, but like, if I ever actually had a giant streaming following and I was making money, I have a dream to go to local game stores and buy all the systems and do giveaways. So, like, people can actually play them. Like, I don't leave the house enough to actually spend money. But, like, if I had it, I would just fucking do shit like that. I just fucking... I don't have that greedy drive. I don't. I would love to do that. I actually had a thought about doing like even cooler giveaways by like shiny hunting Pokemon and then doing giveaways of those like save files so people could do their own playthroughs, but they don't have to like shiny hunt the starter. They get like a really cool starter that's already been shiny hunted and like they won the contest, and they're like, fuck, that shit's expensive. Fucking buying a like DS and a game to mail to somebody, like the joy that would fucking bring, but fuck, man, you'd have to be Mr. Beast. Pay some random ass coder to fucking figure out Dark Cloud 2. There's somebody smart enough to figure this shit out, but they're not like being paid the dollar they need. I literally heard one of the guys at the local game stores I go to the other day tell somebody it is the hardest time ever to get into gaming right now. There are more games ever available with more consoles ever, but like it's confusing as to where to start. And old time games are more expensive than ever, and modern games are more expensive than ever. So like you technically have to start somewhere in the middle, but if you want to start somewhere in the middle, you have to do research. And it's like it's harder than ever. Yeah. But like it's ridiculous, and it's only getting worse as new games come out to like hype up older games that aren't getting remade. Like all the Armored Core and Kingsfield games have gone up, no shit, like fucking 400% or 500% in price just because From Software is a successful company now. Nobody ever gave a fuck about Kingsfield and Armored Core on the PS2 until Elden Ring blew up. It's fucking hilarious. But like, I have been shopping PS2 games my entire life, and I've never heard of those games. And now when I go to a local game store, they're always in the case for like $100. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, are you... Why? I almost fell for it too. I found one at one of my local game stores for like $40. And I was just like, why is this one so cheap? And the guy was like, well, it doesn't have the booklet and the case is pretty fucked up. And I was just like, yeah, but like these are always in the glass case for $100. And like I watched like a 4-minute video on YouTube of somebody playing it, and I was just like, this looks fucking awful. It's like you dropped this to $40 and took it out of the glass case because you had something rarer to put in there. Two games that have broken my heart, though, are the Dino Crisis games, Dino Crisis 1 and 2. Those were games that when I played as a kid, none of my friends had ever heard of them. And then, like, as I got older, I would see them in game stores for, like, $5 or $10. And if I didn't have, like, a copy, I'd lost it during a move or something, I would always pick up a new copy. And then, like, 2 years ago, I tried to pick up Dino Crisis 2 again because I'd lost it in a move. And it's fucking $100. And it's like, why? Well, you do a little bit of research, and the game just wasn't popular enough to have those fucking mass storages sitting around the country. Or the world, I guess, at this point. So, fucking, the game's expensive. It was literally cheaper for me to buy a PS3 and download the game than to buy the disc for PS1. Because Dino Crisis 2 on the PS3 store is $6. You want a disc from the local store? $100. It's fucking wild. Oh, what the fuck? That shouldn't have gone that way. That was weird. Oh shit, we're at the 2-hour mark. Why am I so bad about this today? I'm like in the fucking zone. All right, one more fish. And then it's 11 o'clock. So I'm not going to feed the animals. I'll probably go have one of those macaronis I was talking about. What, Jiraiya? He just snuck around the corner and yelled at me. That was... What? Oh, he's scratching his ear. Does your ear itch? Okay, well, I'll scratch your little cat ear. I'll get a Q-tip here in a minute and I'll clean your ear out. Alright, so let me go eat my macaroni. Too much cheese! The macaroni! Too much macaroni! God, I need to watch Courage the Cowardly Dog again. I haven't seen that show in years. Oh, we didn't catch any records during the fishing contest. Theory denied. Alright, let me put up the wonderful little fish tank for you guys. YouTube, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Love when you guys hang out. Eat the maca, pet the kitty. Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. As soon as you said eat the maca, for some reason I was just like, wait, oh, they're fucking Australian. That's McDonald's. How did they know I got McDonald's the other day? But it was like, you're not. You're not fucking Australian. You don't call it macas. Like that, I just went for a fucking loop in my own mind. But thank you, YouTube. Anyways.